Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. I'm going to start with part A discussion of your GATE paper today. There are already some videos available on your portal which you can go ahead and have a look at. And again, beta, when we cover GATE part A discussion today, make sure that you also do all the homework that I'm going to give you today itself, right? We're not going to go ahead and delay the homework till tomorrow. The homework must be completed today itself. Also, I wanted to kind of discuss what needs to be done in today and tomorrow. So, what I'm aiming for you to do is that now, whatever is left, for example, we are left up with maths and we are left up with part A. So, I want you to revise maths and part A in the next 2 days. So, 1st and 2nd of Feb should be completely dedicated to maths, it should be dedicated to part A, and whatever is left out of our Dev Eco and Pub Eco, you can just dedicate it to those extra portions, right? So please go ahead and do that part. And now we will go ahead and start with part A discussion. I will also go ahead and post certain assignments based on part A and based on maths. And you need to go ahead and do those assignments also before you appear for your GATE exam, right? Okay, let's start. Read out the first question. Radius as well as height or is increase of cone. Radius as well as height of cone is increased by 10%. What is the percentage increase in the volume of the cone? Now make sure that you go ahead, I'm just writing it here. Please revise all the formulas of area, volume, perimeter for all cases, right? So you should be well aware about what is the volume of the cone, how do you find the volume of the cube, how do you find the volume of the cuboid, right? So make sure to revise all of that. Make sure to revise all area and volume formulas, right? Okay, read out this question. It says radius as well as height of the cone is increased by 10%. तो हम क्या करेंगे? Let the initial radius of the cone be r and the initial height of the cone be h, right? And now what we can go ahead and we can do is, so I am just saying that initial radius of the cone is r, right? And initial height of the cone is h. Now the radius of the cone is increased by 10%. So 10% of R will be 10 by 100 into R. So this is going to be 0.1 R. Right, beta? So your initial radius is R and the increase in radius is by 10%, which is 0.1 R. So what is going to be your new radius? It is going to be initial radius plus the increase in the radius. So when we go ahead and we do initial radius, new R will be initial radius plus the increase in the radius. This is going to be 1.1 R. Similarly, you are given that the initial height is h, right? And you are given that there is a 10% increase in the height. Same thing. If initial height was h, 10% of h will be 0.1 h. So the new height is going to be 1.1 h. Now can you tell me what is going to happen to the volume? So the formula of the volume is, again, this is important that you remember the formula of the volume. So the formula of volume is 1 by 3 pi r square into h. This is the formula of the volume. So the new, just think about it. The new r is 1.1 r. The new h is 1.1 h. So if I just plug in the formula here, I will get 1 r to the power 3, 1 by 2 pi r square h. But beta, this is your original volume. जब r और h radius था, h height था, तो this was your original volume. And this is your new volume. So new volume, original volume का कितना time है? 1.1 to the power 3, right? This is what I've done here. That the new volume is going to be 1.1 to the power 3 times the old volume. So what is the percentage change in the volume? The percentage change is going to be the new volume minus the old volume divided by the old volume into 100. So you will get the answer as 33.1%. That's the answer to this question. Right, beta? Okay, I am just skipping the homework. Please do these homework. Solution will be posted on the portal. Look into the next classwork question. This says a square of side length 4 centimeter. So you are given that the length of the square is 4 centimeter and the boundary of the shaded region is defined by one semicircle on the top and two circles at the bottom. तो ध्यान से देखो बच्चे. It says there is this one semicircle that has been formed. And there are these two circles which have been formed. जो circle पूरे दिख नहीं रहे हैं. These are these two circles that we have to go ahead and we have formed. Huh? It says find the area of the shaded region. And by area of shaded region, yes, beta, you have to remember all the volumes and areas. So the area of the shaded region, by that we mean the blue area. तो अब ध्यान से देखना, हाँ. See, in order to find the area of the blue portion, I can find the area of the square. I can directly find the area of the square. And after finding the area of the square, I can subtract this area. That is one way in which I can go ahead and do that question. The another way you do it with me, huh? The another way of going ahead and solving this question can be, tell me something. If this is a circle, if I just extend this, if this is a circle, can you tell me what will be the area of the circle, beta? The area of the circle will be pi r square. Can you think about what is going to be the radius? Clearly, I can see that the radius is this. It is 2 centimeter. So if I were to find the area of the circle will be pi into 2 square, which is going to be 4 pi, right? And if you notice, this entire circle, I am taking 1/4 of this circle. Now, this kind of question will come a lot times in GATE exam. So I am just taking 1/4 of the circle. मैं तो सिर्फ ये वाला part ले रही हूँ ना circle का, 1/4 of the circle. So if you think about it, then this area, just this area that I can think about, this area will be 1/4 of the entire area of the circle. So it is going to be pi. So I know that this area, just this area, this is going to be pi. Similarly, I am given that this is 2 pi. This is 2 centimeter. Again, you can think that this is going to be a bigger circle. And I am going ahead and I am taking 1/4 of this circle now. So the area of this circle will be pi r square. So it is going to be pi into 2 square, again 4 pi. These are symmetric. So I am again taking 1/4 of this circle. So 1/4 of this circle would mean that I need to divide this by 4, right? So if I divide this by 4, I will get this also as pi. So this is also going to be pi, beta. So I have found out that this part is pi. And I have also found out that this part is pi, right? If I can find this and this part, I can add them together and I will get the area of the shaded region. So just think about it. Now, if you just think about just this part now, just see this part, huh? Just see this, the one that I am highlighting. This is a rectangle. This rectangle again has this one given to me as 2 centimeter. So I know that the area of this rectangle will be length into breadth, which means it is going to be 4 into 2, which means it is going to be 8. And this is half a circle. So, bache, what is the area of the circle? Pi r square, right? So, what is going to be area of half of the circle? Divided by 2. So, pi, radius of this circle is also 2 only, because this is made in the complete zone. So, diameter is 4, radius is 2 only. So, it is going to be pi 2 square by 2. So, this is going to give me 2 pi. So, try to think about it. I have found out that the area of this semicircle, this is actually 2 pi. And I have found out that the area of this rectangle, this is 8. So what is going to be the area of these shaded region? This shaded region, the one I am marking in pink, what is going to be its area? Area of the rectangle minus the area of the semicircle. Now I want the total area, whatever is shaded, this also and this also. So I need to add pi of this and pi of this. So it is going to be 8 minus 2 pi plus pi plus pi. That means the answer will be 8. So the correct answer to this question should be that it is 8. Such kind of questions are very, very common in GATE exam. You will get find the area of the shaded region. ऐसे question बहुत often आते हैं. So you need to be well aware of such questions. So the correct answer to this question will be 8. Okay, beta. This is homework question. I am skipping the homework questions. For homework questions, I have provided the answer in the portal. You can just look at those. Huh? Coming to the next question, beta. It says a right angle triangle with side 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter and 5 centimeter is rotated to side of 3 centimeter to form a cone. ध्यान से समझो. You have a triangle. It's a triangle. You are trying to go ahead and rotate the triangle in such a way that it becomes a cone. ऐसे rotate क्या? So if you have a triangle, if you just keep rotating it, it will become into a cone like a cap, right? This is what it is saying. You have a right angle triangle and with side 3, 4 and 5 and you are rotating side 3 centimeter and forming a cone. The question is the volume of the cone formed will be. So this is my 3 centimeter. It's a right angle triangle. So clearly I know that we need to understand that hypotenuse square should be base square plus height square. So hypotenuse is the biggest. So I can't have 5 here. This is common sense that we will have 5 in the hypotenuse, right? So perpendicular square plus base square is hypotenuse square. So we need to have smaller perpendicular and base. And I am taking 3 centimeter in the base because around that only I am rotating to form a cone. That is what the question is saying, right? So this becomes 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter and 5 centimeter. Now, what is the volume of the cone? We already know the formula. The volume of the cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. R is the radius, that is 3 centimeter. H is the height, that is 4 centimeter. So if I will just put instead of R3 and instead of H4, I will get the answer as 12 pi. And that's the answer to this question, right? Okay, beta, homework questions I am skipping. So that was the first kind of question set that we have covered. Just remember that in this kind of question set, you will be given to find area, you will be given to find volume, you will be given to find perimeter, and you must be aware of all 3 formulas. This is very important and there will be a sure shot question in part A based on this. Either you can be given question based on shaded area, right? That find the shaded areas. Or you can be given question based on the volumes. Or you can be given question based on quadrilateral, based on parallelogram, based on circles. So you need to go ahead and try to do all such kind of practice questions, right? I have given those in the homework also. Now let's do the second type of question. And those questions are related to time and work. Now, what happens in time and work kind of questions? In such kind of questions, you will be actually gone ahead and given that, suppose A takes this much time to complete a task. B takes this much time to complete a task. How can the task be completed if they do it together? In how many days they will be able to do it? Okay. Or questions like, suppose A, B and C started the task together, but A left. Then B and C continued the task. In how many days task will be completed? तो ऐसे questions exam में बहुत ज़्यादा आएंगे where you will be given time and work kind of questions. Let us see the first question of this. Type it up. So this says that A can do a work in 10 days. अगर A अकेले लगे, if A is individually putting all his effort, then A can do the task in 10 days. So beta, if A can do in 10 days, हमेशा इसको 1 के टर्म्स में निकालो. So in 1 day, how much task can he do? 1/10 of the task. Similarly, if B can do the task in 15 days, so bache, in one day, how much task can he do? He can do 1/15 of the task, right? So if I just ask कि एक दिन में, अब मैं इन दोनों को एक साथ रख रही हूं, I am putting A and B together, right? How much task will A and B be able to do together if they sit together? In one day, A will do 1/10 of the task. In that same day, B will do 1/15 of the task. So together, A and B will do 1/10 plus 1/15 of the task in one day. So if I just take this will be 150, 15 plus 10. It means this will be 25/150. It means 1/6 of the task. अब ध्यान से समझो, एक टास्क है, उसका 1/6 out of the entire task, 1/6 can be done in one day if A and B do them together. अगर A और B साथ में उस टास्क को करते हैं, if A and B do a task together, then they can do that task in 1/6, right? So how many, एक दिन में 1/6 work complete करते हैं वो. So how many days will they take to complete the entire task? 6 days. Just revert it. In one day, they are doing 1/6 of the work. So in 6 days, they will do the entire work. So when I will just revert this, I will get that they will take 6 days to do the work together. So it is very easy. You find out how much time A is taking alone, how much time B is taking alone. You add them together and you're telling how much time they take to do together. They can do 1/6 of the work in one day together. So which means they will take 6 days to complete the entire task. Okay, beta, come to the next question. So this says A, B and C. ध्यान से पढ़ो question को. A, B and C complete work in 15, 12 and 10 days respectively. So A is taking 15 days to complete the task. So how much can he do in one day? 1/15. B is taking 12 days to complete the task. So how much work can he do in one day? 1/12. C is taking 10 days to complete the task. So how much work can he do in one day? 1/10. Ab padho question. A and B started work together and left after 4 days. If remaining work can be done by C, how many days will the total work get completed? तो शुरू में C involved नहीं है. In the beginning, C is not involved. It is saying that initially A and B started work together and they left the work after 4 days. अब ध्यान से देखते हैं हमने, हाँ? So to complete the task, A is taking 15 days. So in one day, he can do 1/15 of the task. To complete the task, B is taking 12 days. So in one day, B can do 1/12 of the task. So but together, how much task can they do in one day? So together, 1/15 plus 1/12. So 12 plus 15 divided by 12 into 15. So this is going to be 27 divided by 15 into 12. So this is going to go ahead and give me 3 9s are, 3 5s are, 4 into 12. And this is going to be 3/5 into 4. So this is going to be 3/20. In one day, अगर वो एक दिन काम पे लगते हैं, in one day, they can go ahead and cover 3/20th of the task. So let me write this statement. In one day, they can do 3/20th of the work. Right, beta? 3/20th of the work is completed in one day. So in 4 days, how much work will they complete? 4 दिन एक साथ है. So 4 into, in one day, they are covering 3/20th of the work. So in 4 days, they will cover 12/20th of the work. Total work 1 है beta. Out of which 12/20th of the work has been completed. So what is the remaining work left? कितना काम बच गया? What's the remaining work left? The remaining work left will be 1 minus 12/20. This is going to be 8/20. So C alone has to complete 8/20th of the task. और C को कितने दिन लगते हैं बच्चे? C takes C can do 1/10 of the work in one day. So C can do in one day 1/10 of the work. So how many days will he take to do 8/20th of the work? How many days will he take? He will go ahead and he will take. How do you find this out? You need to find this. In one day, he is covering 1/10 of the work. So how many days will he take to cover 8/20th of the work? 1 into 8/20 divided by 1/10. So 8 into 10/20, that means he will go ahead and take 4 more days. So in the first 4 days, पहले 2 दिन में A और B ने काम किया. जब उन्होंने काम किया तो उन्होंने 3/20th of the काम को खत्म कर दिया एक दिन में. 4 दिनों में, in 4 days, they have covered 12/20th of the work. जो रिमेनिंग काम था वो 8/20 था. 8/20 काम करने के लिए ऑलवेज यूज यूनिटरी मेथड. डे को वर्क से मल्टीप्लाई करोगे और वर्क से डिवाइड करोगे. So you are getting that he takes 4 more days. So what are the total days taken? The total days taken will be 4 plus 4, that means 8 days. So the total work can be completed in 8 days. Read out the next question. Let's try another one. It says A, B and C can do work in 20, 30 and 60 days. फिर से बेटा, we will find for one day. So A is taking 20 days to cover the work, B is taking 30 days to cover the work, and C is taking 60 days to cover the work. So in one day, A will do 1/20th of the work. In one day, B will do 1/30th of the work. In one day, C will do 1/60 of the work. It says in how many days can A do the work if he is assisted by B and C every third day? तो क्वेश्चन को समझने की कोशिश करो जरा. इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका मतलब ये है that on day 1 only A will work. On day 2 only A will work. On day 3 A, B and C all 3 will work. Then again on day 4 A will work. Day 5 A will work. Day 6 पे A, B and C will work. Like this, if they keep working, then in how many days will the work be completed? कितने टाइम में काम पूरा खत्म हो जाएगा? How many days the work would be completed? Okay, now just try to think about it. बेटा, in one day, A can complete 1/20th of the work. तो पहले दिन जब A आया, he completed 1/20th of the work. On the second day, A can again complete 1/20th of the work individually. And on the third day, all 3 of them are working. So A will cover 1/20th of the work, B will cover 1/30 of the work, and C will cover 1/60 of the work. So after 3 days, uske baad to it's a repetition of this pattern. So in every 3 days, how much work is getting completed? If I just take LCM, this will be 3, 3, 3, 2, 1. So this will be 12/60. So in every 3 days, हर 3 दिनों में 12/60th of the work is done. In every 3 days, 12/60th of the work is done. So we want to do the complete work. How many days will it take? It will go ahead and take 1 into 3 divided by 12/60. So you will always cross multiply and divide by this unitary method. So this is going to be 3 into 60/12. So this is going to give me 15. So the entire work can be completed in 15 days. That's the answer to this question. Right, beta? So this is the second kind of questions which can come in exam. These are known as work and time questions. You will be given that A can do task in these many days, B in this, C in this, how many days the task will be completed. Such questions can be asked in exam. Okay, beta, this is your homework. I am just skipping it. Please practice your homework. Now, let us go to the third kind of question that can be asked in exam. and that is related to the train questions. Now, what happens in train questions? In train questions, you will be asked to go ahead and find the length of the train. You will be asked to find the length of the train. So what will happen in this kind of question? They will go ahead and they will say, you look, there is a train which is going to cross a pole. Find the length of the train. Or there is a train which will go ahead and cross a still person. Find the length of the train. Or there are two trains moving in the opposite direction. Find the length of the trains. Or find the speed of the trains when they will cross each other. Or there are two trains moving in the same direction. When will they cross each other? Something like that. So in such kind of questions, these are all called as train questions. And again, these are very, very important from the point of view of exam. So look into the first kind of question, beta. Here we are saying that there is one pole and one train. So you have a pole here, right? You have a train here, right? And we want to ask ourselves, what is going to be the length of the train? So the formula for this is that the length of the train is going to be the speed of the train into the time taken to cross the pole. Similarly, suppose you are given that there is one train and one bridge, right? And they're asking you find the combined length of the train and the bridge. There is a big bridge, not a pole. There is a bridge. There is a train. The train is crossing the bridge and it is asking you find out the length of the train plus the bridge. So the length of the train and bridge together can be written as speed of train into time taken to cross the entire bridge. Now, another question that can be asked in exam is, there are two moving trains. One is moving at speed u, other is moving at speed v. Find the total length of the train. So the total length of the trains together can be written as u minus v into t. So u is the speed of one train, the bigger speed. V is the speed of the other train, the train which is going at a slower speed. U minus V is the net speed into T. That is going to be the length of the two trains together. Similarly, suppose they ask you that the trains are not moving in the same direction, but they're moving in the opposite directions, right? And then they ask you find the length of the two trains together. In that case, the length of the two train is going to be U plus V into T. So here you're going to add the speeds together and here you're going to subtract the speeds. Let us look into one of the questions first. This is a basic question. In this case, what happens is you must know how you can convert the speed which is given in kilometer per hour into meter per second. Sometimes in exam, we need some conversion, right? So we need to know how to convert. हमें दिया हुआ है 180 kilometer per hour and we need to convert this in meter per second, right? So how can we convert? If you want to go, listen to me carefully. If you want to go from kilometer per hour into meter per second, you will multiply with 5 by 18. And if you want to go from meter per second into kilometer per hour, you will multiply with 18 by 5. So whenever you want to go from kilometer per hour to meter per second, you will multiply with 5 by 18. And whenever you want to go from meter per second into kilometer per hour, you will multiply by 18 by 5. Look into the first question. It says a train is moving at the speed of 180 kilometer per hour. Then the speed in meter per second is. So as I told you, if I have to convert into meter per second, I need to go ahead and I need to multiply it with 5 by 18. So when I multiply it with 5 by 18, I will get the answer at 50 meter per second. Come to the next question. This says a train is 75 meter running at the speed of 20 kilometer per hour. So notice very carefully, beta. जो speed दी हुई है, it is in meter per kilometer per hour. But जो length दी हुई है, it is in meter. So since the length is in meter, first of all, I have to convert this in meter per second. And in order to convert this in meter per second, I need to multiply this with 5 by 18. So I have multiplied 20 with 5 by 18. And when I did that, I got 50 by 9. Now it says, when will it pass the standing man? The formula to check how it will pass the standing man, that means you need to find the time, right? So I need to just revert this formula that I have just told you, right? So I have told you that length is equal to velocity into time. So what will be time? Time will be length by velocity. Time will be length by velocity. So the length of this is 75 given to me. The speed or velocity is 50 by 9. So if I just divide it, I will get the time it will take to pass the pole or pass the man. So the time is going to be 13.5 seconds. And that's the answer to this question. Okay, come to the next question. This says there is a train which is 250-meter long, right? And it also goes ahead and it tells you that the speed of the train is 50 km per hour. Again, notice the speed is given in kilometer per hour. Notice that the length of the train is given to you in meters. It is asking you when will it pass the electric pole. So it is asking you the time, right? So we know that the length of the train is equal to velocity into time. So the time is going to be length by velocity. But before we go ahead and do that, we need to convert the speed into the meter per second, right? So we are given that the speed is 50. And when I convert this 50 into meter per second, I will get 50 into 5 by 18. So I will get 125 by 9. Now I just need to use this formula that T is equal to L by V. So length divided by speed. The length is given to me as 250. So I've just plugged 250 here. And the speed is given to me as 125 by 9. And when I just solve this, I will get the answer as 18 seconds. Right, beta? Come to the next question. It says there is a train which is 300-meter long and it is passing a standing man and it is passing in 15 seconds. Find the speed of the train. Again, we know that the formula is that the length is equal to velocity into time. The length of the train is velocity into time. So we know that from here, the speed of the train will be length divided by time. So length is given to me as 300 meters and time is given to me as 15 seconds. So 300 divided by 15, that is going to give me 20 meter per second. So the answer to this question will be 20 meter per second. And suppose in exam, they have given you in kilometer per hour, then you can just multiply it with 18 by 5 and you will get the answer in kilometer per hour. Right, beta? So that is the next part of the question set where there can be questions based out of trains, right? So this is your homework. Please do this homework well. I'm just skipping this homework. Okay. The next kind of questions which can be asked in exam, they are the questions related to percentage and fractions. Now, percentage fraction is very simple. You will be asked that suppose there is a square and its length has been increased by so and so percentage. Find the change in the area of the square. Or suppose they will go ahead and ask you that there is basically an investment where you're investing your money and it is giving you so much interest rate. But at the same time, there is an inflation which reduces your return by this much percentage. Find the net return, right? So percentage has various applications. Percentage can be clubbed with geometry. Percentage can be clubbed with your simple interest, compound interest. Percentage can be clubbed with basic questions, right? Where they will go ahead and tell you that a batsman scored this much runs, how much in terms of percentage, what is his efficiency or something like that. So percentage is a very wide part and it can be asked in different ways. Let me take the first question to you. So look into the first question, beta. It is saying a batsman scored 100 runs. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much. Keep joining such sessions so that I can take those in the future as well. A batsman scored 100 runs, which included 3 boundaries and 8 sixes. what percentage of his total score did he make by running the run in between the wicket? So try to see. Huh? He is making three fours and 8 sixes. So 3 fours means 3 into 4, 12 runs he has made out of those fours. And he has made 8 sixes. So 8 sixes means he has made 48 runs out of those. So total runs he has made is, suppose this is 110. Total run he has made is 110. Out of which 60 he has earned out of the boundaries and out of the sixes. So how many runs he made in between? That means 50 runs. 110 minus 60. This is asking you to find in terms of percentage. So he made 50 runs in between wickets. His total runs are 110 into 100. That is in terms of percentage. So when you will solve this, you will get the answer as 45/5 by 11%. Take the next question. It says 2 students appeared in exam. One of them scored 9 marks more than other and his mark was 56% of the sum of their marks. Dekho dhyan se, what is it saying? It is saying there are 2 students involved. So I can take the marks of the first student as X. What will be the marks of the second student? 9 more than other. So 9 plus X. Right? His 9 more than his other and his marks were 56% of the sum of their marks. So ये जो इसके marks हैं, the marks of the first person, sorry, marks of the second person, it is 56% of what, beta? Of the sum of their marks of X plus 9. Are you understanding it? I am saying that the first person has scored X. The second person has scored X plus 9. And then it is saying that the marks scored by the second person is 56% of the sum of the marks. So of X plus 9. Just solve this equation. So you will get X plus 9 is equal to 0.56 2X plus 9. Right, you have got an equation next. Solve for the value of X. So when you will solve for X, you will get X as 33. So marks of the other person is X plus 9. So 33 plus 9 will be 42. So the 2 marks will be 33 and 42. Okay, come to the next question. This is a good one. So it says, what percentage of numbers between 1 and 70 have either 1 or 9 in the unit digits? So what will be our numbers, beta? It can be 1, it can be 9, it can be 11, it can be 19, it can be 21, it can be 29, and so on till 61, 69. अब ध्यान से सोचो एक बारी. How many numbers for every 10 numbers? 2 numbers, 2 numbers, 2 numbers, and so on. So in every 10 numbers, I see 2 numbers. How many numbers I am taking in total? 70. So in 70 numbers, how many such numbers will be there? 14. हर 10 नंबर में from 1 to 10 there are 2, from 10 to 22, 20 to 32, and so on and so forth. So in total there will be 14 such numbers which end with 1 or 9. Out of how many numbers? Out of 70 numbers. So 14 by 70 into 100, that is going to give you the answer as 20%. Read the next question, beta. It says let A be defined as X% of Y. Let B be defined as Y% of X. Then, which of the following statement is true? A is smaller than B. A is greater than B. There is no relation between A and B, and none of the above. Dekho, A is defined as X% of Y. So it will be X% of Y. So XY by 100. ये हो गया A. Beta B is defined as Y% of X. So Y by 100 into X. So it will also be XY by 100. So if I just notice, A is also XY by 100. B is also XY by 100. So both of the numbers are same only, na? So this is incorrect. A is smaller than B. This is also incorrect. A greater than B. This is also incorrect. That relationship cannot be determined. This is correct. None of the above. Because we know that A and B are equal to each other. Okay. Come to this question. It says that the length of the rectangle is half while the breadth is tripled. What is the percentage change in their area? So what is the area of the rectangle? Length into breadth. What will be the new area of the rectangle? Beta, length is halved. Breadth is tripled. So it will be 3 by 2 into LB. This will be 3 by 2 times the old area. Because old area to LB tha. So what is the change in the area now? Can you tell me what is the change in the area? The change in area will be new area minus old area. So this is going to be 1.5A minus A, 0.5A. What will happen in terms of percentage, beta? Change in area by original area into 100. So the area is changing by 0.5A, original A into 100. So this is going to be 50%. So the area will change by 50%. Okay, beta. I am leaving this up to you. You can do this as a homework, please. So you need to, as I've told you, you need to remember all the formulas of perimeter, of your volume, of surface area, of area. ये सब formulas याद रखना बहुत जरूरी है. You need to keep those in your tips. ठीक है? Class 8th, 9th में जो maths पढ़ते थे, you need to go ahead and revise that once. Quickly revise all the formulas before you sit for this exam. Okay, beta, this is your homework. I am just leaving this. Please go ahead and do these homework questions. Okay, come to the next type of question that can be asked in exam. The next question that can be asked in exam is from number system. Right? In number system, they can go ahead and give you some basic questions like how many integers lie between 1 to 1 lakh, which are a multiple of 4. How many integers lie between 1 lakh to 9999 that are divisible by both 4 and 7? ऐसा कुछ basic question भी पूछ सकते हैं. And they can give you some word problem also. Just for example, something like this. Read it out. A positive integer n is multiple of 7. The square root of n is between 17 and 18. How many positive values of n are there? तो क्या बोल रहा है कि एक इंटीजर है जो 7 का मल्टीपल है. But because it is a multiple of 7, it means that जो भी नंबर होगा, जैसे for example, if I tell you 49 is multiple of 7, so you can write 49 as 7 into 7. If I tell you 63 is multiple of 7, you can write 63 as 7 into 9. So if I tell you that a number is a multiple of 7, you can write that number as 7 times some number x. 7 times something, 7 times something. So whenever a number is a multiple of some number, you can write it as 7 times that number or 8 times that number. जिस भी चीज का वो multiple है. Now, it tells you that this number, it is between the square root of this number, it is between 17 and 18. I can square both sides. So, beta, if I square both sides, I will get 289 less than 40, less than 7x, less than 7x, less than 324, 328 by squaring both sides. Now, if I divide throughout by 7, what will I get? I will go ahead and get 289 by 7 less than x less than 328 by 7. So if you will be solving this, you will get that x should be between 41.28 and 46.25, right? Now it is asking you how many integers are there. तो बेटा कितने इंटीजर हैं 41 से लेके 46.25 के बीच में? You have the integer 42, 43, 44, 45 and 46. So how many such integers are there? 5, na? So what's the number What are the number of integers between it? How many numbers are there? The answer will be 5. Am I clear with it? So the correct answer to this question will be 5. Okay. So what you need to do for today, beta, as of now, you will go ahead and you will revise all questions related to area, volume. You will do all questions related to percentage. Right, beta? You will do all questions related to number system. You will do all kind of questions related to time, right? And related to trains or distance. This is time and work, right? That is your task for today, right? In one more session, I will do some more important gate part A questions and I will revise that with you. But as of now, your task is to do all the homework questions that I have given you based on these. And at the same time, together with it, you will revise your maths again, right? From the point of view of gate, revise your maths and any pending subject, right?